Oh. Went whoosh, came right at me.
Pieces. What the?
We're starting here, starting right now. 1, 2, 3. We breathe it in. We feel our hearts, they're pounding, rising up to feel the fire dance wild through our veins. We take a chance and know we'll never be the same. Giving it all we got, giving it all. Giving it all we got. Climbing up to the top of the world. No fear, we're gonna make it. Everything we want is ours.
Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? Craig here on the Tide Farm, and I'm happy to see the sun is out right now because it rained like kaboom last night, all night. Just rain. Actually got up early in the morning, out on the balcony before the sun came up, and it was still raining. Cats are up there just looking at the rain going, damn it, man, I want to go outside. But I noticed that they slept inside last night. They didn't bother like wake you up in the middle of the night and say, let me out. They could hear the rain. They're like, nah, I ain't going. Well, hey, my last video, which probably my last 3 videos I didn't publish because, you know, anyway, I did finish this. This was the slab that I dry poured the other in that last video. It's quite hard now. And although it's kind of wet probably because, you know, hey, I put these trees in this gap right here because I didn't want to bring the cement all the way up here and fill that all the way up, and you know, I didn't really have a whole bunch of sand. I didn't go out and get more sand. I used my existing sand pile, or as I like to think of, the giant cat box. So there's a whole bunch of cat crap in that cement right there, but yeah, it wasn't a whole lot of it, so I didn't want to backfill it with just a bunch of soft sand underneath all that to raise the bricks and stuff. But it came out all right, and I calculated, you know, kind of how many buckets of sand and cement that I used so that I can properly assess what I need for that other one over there. But sure enough, it was decidedly a hell of a lot easier to do it that way than to mix concrete and pour the whole thing all level and flat like that. I mean, it's actually, I don't even have it level. I have it sloped going down out that way because I want it to, you know, I want the rain as it is now, as shown or whatever. It ran off just fine, so it doesn't pool up on that thing anywhere. I'm happy about that. Here's my fan. In other news, what else did I do? I did still working on my solar issues. Because, and it's funny too, because I went on the expat, you know, the Thai construction expat site or whatever, and I asked everybody, I was like, dude, my, you know, not my controller, my inverter, you know, I'm trying to plug this in. My inverter keeps shutting off. My first inverter just, I think I fried it or something, so I bought another one, a nicer one, a bigger one, just along the same with my controller, a bigger one, better one. But people in the chat were like, "Yeah, that might be too much of a controller for your setup there," which I only really have one battery. I have one 55 amp hour battery, which, fair enough, I only have all the lights hooked up to it. There's like 12 lights or 16 lights or something, I don't know. Only comes out to about 60 watts because they're all LED, so I don't know what the big problem there is. But I'm slowly, you know, grinding it out, learning more and more and more that I have to learn, which I think, and actually one guy yesterday, he almost had me doing that, and then I didn't do it. Which was, he said, "Dude, you know, you need to show." I posted a picture of my setup with the controller, or with the inverter there, and he said that I should be hooking my inverter straight to the breaker that's on the load out. Remember, on these solar deals, you always have the panels come into, you know, your breaker or to the controller or whatever. I mean, I put a breaker in there, but the panel goes in the controller, panel goes in from the batteries, and then there's a load one that's usually attached maybe to a light. All the diagrams always show like a light bulb to show you when it's offloading or whatever. Anyway, he was saying it should connect it to that because the controller controls everything. I went back and forth with him a couple times, and I was like, "Nah, I don't know." You know, I mean, you know, you put that information in the internet, and everybody says no. And after about 10 messages, he was like, "You know what? I was wrong." He goes, "I was thinking," I don't know if you can see this here, check it out. See that drone going by? That would probably be, that looks like the color of food, like hormones or whatever. Not the bug spray. But yeah, so I was like, anyway, so my new controller stopped working, and then I was like, "What?" And then I went online, and they said, "Well, maybe it blew a fuse." And I thought, fuse, and so I took it apart. It's pretty easy. You got 3 screws on either side, pop off. I looked all in there. I found the one fuse. It was not blown. So I mean, actually, let me go back a step. The inverter works, but the plug receptacle does not. You know, no power coming out. I even tested it and stuff. I'm like, what the? Anyway, I don't want to deal with it. I put it back in its box, and Lazada will come pick it up on a return. I think I shared this in a previous video, but maybe not. I went to my metal guy because I bought the metal pipe for the axle here on my soon to be assembled aerator for the pond. This thing had these 2 nuts, it had these 2 bolts that would go straight to the bar, but I didn't think it was going to be enough when it starts torquing, you know, so I took the bar to the metal guy, and I had him drill holes right through the whole bar so that I could actually bolt it to the other side. So basically, at first I thought, oh, I could use cotter pins, and I thought, that might shear too or something. Anyway, so now it's all badass. This ain't going nowhere. But I am waiting for, and maybe I'll take delivery of that today. I'm waiting for I ordered a sprocket and the chain that goes with it, because I'm gonna weld the sprocket to the center of that, and then the chain, where's that baby? I put that in there. Oh, so I got this, which is the motor that I'm gonna hook the chain up to spin that thing, and I figure it should work. I just have to figure out somehow to protect it from, you know, the weather and stuff. Shouldn't be a problem. I'll just put like a Tupperware thing over it or something. But that motor is actually a motor for the electric scooter, you know, for like old people scooter. And it's got a lot of torque, man. You know how those electric scooters are, right? So yeah, I think it's I tested it real quick, and it, you know, I was like, whoa. So I was kind of spooked, so I thought, you know what, I need to make sure I don't ruin that thing. But so what I bought was, and I have to take delivery on that one too, I bought the control switch, you know, like a throttle basically for that thing. So I can you know, throttle it down maybe when it first starts up, and then, you know, increase it, whatever. And actually these scooter batteries, 12 volt gel, I have 5 of them, but 2 of them, it looks like they're not going to work, not holding a charge at all. So, but 3 of them are still good. And I think I should be able to put, I mean, I'll put one up out there at first, and then I'll daisy chain it. Although it's a 12 volt DC. Is it 24 volt? I'll have to see to make sure, because I can't, you know, or maybe I can. I think you can series connect 3 12 volts and it's still 12 volts, right? Anyway, so the idea is that I will create a floating platform where I can mount my paddle wheels to with a standalone battery, and then I'm going to get the timer breaker, right? So I can actually program a timer out there without it being connected to that, you know, over here or whatever, and it'll just come on every day for a little bit. The batteries won't be charging, but you know, I'll test it to see how long they're able to run, or how many, you know, how many days or cycles. Depends on how long I use it, I'm sure. But I won't just keep it on until it runs out. I'll probably run it for like whatever, 15 minutes or something, then do 15-minute intervals, see what's up, and then we'll see how that works. And then if it works fair enough, I'll be able to bring them back here. I probably will have to tie it. I'll have to go out there in the pond. I'm gonna put it again to this side a little bit over there maybe, because I don't want obstructing my view, man. So I'll put it kind of on the side a little bit, and I'll have to put bamboo poles into the bottom of the pond there to secure it so it doesn't go anywhere, because obviously it's paddle wheels, right? And but I'll tether it so when I need to, I can pull it back out. And what was I thinking about that? Yeah, so but the missing component really is the floating part of it. So I've seen, you know, all over Facebook or Lazada, the floating pontoons. Usually they're trying to sell them all in one thing, and I'm like, man. And so I remembered that the guy down the road over here, where we bought our food grade big cooler, and that boat, as a matter of fact, my boat over there, they had, you know, molds for like all kinds of stuff, everything you can imagine over there. So I thought to myself, man, I'll bet you they got those pontoons. So I'm gonna have to scoot over there and see if they have those pontoons. Matter of fact, maybe I could do that today, because I need the pontoons. Then I'm gonna have to create, I think I'm gonna probably wind up having to buy angle iron, make a square, attach the 2 pontoons, and then put some wood in there maybe for the platform for that motor, because I gotta bolt the motor. Actually, I'll probably have to use, you know what? Yeah, I'll probably have to use angle iron to support the motor and bolt it to that, because that motor needs to have a good grip on some. Otherwise my pontoons go take that thing across the lake, right? And hopefully when I get that chain and sprocket, it's not like the super thin kind or whatever, you know. It looked pretty good. I do also have a chain back here, that old chain I found buried in the dirt, and I soaked it and stuff and loosened it up, and it's a heavy duty chain. It looks like it's from an old Harley or something, you know. It's a pretty good chain, but I might be able to use that too. Watching that drone over there. So yeah, hopefully I can get that project going. I can get my solar going. I finished that one deck. Like I said, I need to go out and buy the other 42 bricks. Oh no, that's right, I wanted to do the wall. I'm gonna brick up my shop wall, right, the top part where there's currently a door hanging there for my tools. Anyway, that is, what did I say that was? I think I said that was 36 bricks. 36 and 42, 78. Gotta go buy another 80 bricks and carton them all the way back here. That dry pour over there, that was 3, 4, 12 buckets of sand and 6 buckets of cement. I went like with a is that 50-50? Nah. I went with a thicker ratio with the cement. I could have went with, you know, 4 buckets of sand, 1 bucket of cement. But I did 2 buckets of cement. Yeah, for 4 buckets of sand. Yeah, because I think if I remember, that's what I wanted to do. And then I, you know, anyway, I got it done, and that's cool. So that's going to be twice the size, or that's twice the size as that one, which means I'm going to need 24 buckets of sand back here and another 12 buckets of cement. And that's 6 buckets. And that was almost, well, that was actually, that was 1 bag of cement, but it was a smaller bag. So I'm going to buy the other one, the 40 kilo bag, or the 50 kilo, is it? Bigger bag, that's 8 buckets a bag. So I don't know. Anyway, I don't look forward to that. Today is Monday. We just got done with rather wet weekend, but they got the whole festival next to the river going on. We had boat races out there. It was a really good showing. You know, people, the provinces all bring their boats, and not the longtail boats. These are just the canoes, not outriggers, but just canoes. 40-man canoe, 30-man canoe, 20-man canoe, and like a 7 or something like that. So the younger kids are usually on the 7s because it's really skinny kind of canoe, smaller one. They try and haul ass. But the 40-man and the 30-man, dude, there's like big guys on some of these canoes. You know, it's people from the village. Obviously, they're not all, I suppose, athletes in that nature. You can probably call them athletes because, you know, they're competing, right? So competitors. But yeah, it was pretty cool watching them. I took a little video, but you know, I didn't want to, those massive crowds, I didn't really want a video around the crowds. I'm still kind of weird about that, you know. I don't want to walk around saying, yo, hey man, yeah, I'm live here, am I, or whatever, blah, blah. I can't do that. No. Maybe if I had a million subscribers or something, I would have no problem doing that because I have a crew. And everybody be going, yo! I mean, I'm going to have to. Uh-oh. Fire in the hole. I do that to scare the loon, man. There was this one black loon, and I know it's a loon because he looks just like a loon. And that dude keeps coming up here, sit up there in a tree, and come in here to dive, and be swimming underneath here for 30, 45 seconds. Probably gonna have to Google how long that guy can stay underwater, because he was underwater there for a while. And he's probably just swimming there with his mouth open going gulp, 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 gulp. So all the fishes, man, all my 5,000 black tilapia, and now I got the 100 red tilapia and the 300 catfish, and Lord knows what nature has brought in here. I know my neighbors are probably going, dude, will you stop with the firecrackers already? Hey man, I like things that go bang. Yeah, I cleared out a whole bunch of this stuff here, took it all out, letting it dry, trying to make it, they're gonna burn it later or whatever, but of course it's raining. If you look over here, dang man, that water level is right up under touching almost the bottom of the bridge right there. So that water last night, boom, it was massive, man. And these, like I said, these flowers are I like them, they're cool and everything, but they are invasive and they will get out of hand. I took that whole section out there. I tried to take some of this out, but I didn't get in the water. I need to get in the water in order to cut that whole thing back. They'll grow quick, and if you don't stay on top of it, it'll become a problem. I do see a problem with the boat is actually almost underwater because of the rain last night. All that rain last night, that boat was empty yesterday, man. Empty. And now it's chock full. Chock full. I went and checked on my bamboo project up there, because I heard when the rain last night, I heard like the which is the bamboo getting beat down from the rain and then snapping. I mean, that's how heavy or how strong the rain can be, man. It's no wonder that, people lose their roofs and stuff, especially if you have old cement tiles that have been weather worn and they're not as strong. Even a heavy rain can snap your tiles. Sheesh. I don't know if I shared this the other day, but I came home and my wife was standing right over here. She was standing like right here between the cars, and she had my snake catcher. I go, "What's up?" So there's a snake. So I went back here. I should have grabbed my snake gloves, because in my gloves I could have just grabbed him. But anyway, I came here and he was right there facing this way, motionless, although he was all puffed up and fat. And I thought, oh my God, he's a rat snake. But I thought that it must have ate a rat or something, because my wife said it's just sitting there, and it wasn't really, looking at it. I mean, it was up off the ground, but it was just staying there, but it was all puffy. And I thought, oh, it probably ate, and then it can't really move, or doesn't really want to move until it breaks down a little bit. But it was kind of, because it was kind of weird shape. But then I thought, wait a minute. I started to go around him and he wasn't moving. I thought, no, he's puffed up, because that's the kind of snake it is. It can puff up its body. And sure enough, as I went to try and get him, he went whoosh, and came right at me, all sidewinding, and tried to strike me. And of course he was unsuccessful. I swatted him down. But as I tried to get over, I stumbled right here, and that was enough of a second for him to go chew, and he just went flying, flying, took off. My wife's like, "You got away? What the?" Yeah. But he's not going to bite the cat. The cat's not going to bite him, and they're not going to bite us. I mean, he would have tried to bite me if I would have tried to grab him with my bare hand, but what's going on over here? I think my wife might have picked these small star apples. Those are good, man. Try and get them a little bigger. Yeah, oh shoot, man, there's a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They're 20. There's probably 20 or more star apples on this tree. Well, the tree's not that big, so probably not gonna get big. But you can still eat them like that. There's a big old spider web right there. I could walk through it, but nah, I'll go around. And check this out, dude. We found this mysock, or this teak tree, when it was little. It was only about yay big. We thought, you know what, let's stick it. So we just wound up sticking it right here in the garden. And sure enough, dude, this thing is massive. Look at my, whoa! It just sunk right there. This is massive leaves. That's a good indicator. This one is a healthy one. It's already split off into two. And it's already, and it's only been a few months. And it's already, you know, what is that? I'm 6, so it's probably 8 foot on its way to 9 foot tall, man. That thing is gonna go. Cool. My wife already collected about 500 limes, 3 or 4 bucketfuls from these trees. Hey, the water. Yep, there it is. Sure enough. Dang, I should have got the trap, man. The water in the new canal, because we had dug this out. Remember, it's twice as wide and big and square and stuff, and the water's hauling ass. So chances are, all the stuff that's, you know, that the rain brings, when it starts flushing all the water, all the crabs get picked up and start booking it, you know, and the turtles and everything, and even the plachon, or the wild catfish, start hauling ass through there. And, whoa! Another, oh, I did walk through the spider. God dang it. Another sinkhole in my garden. That's just to shows the massive water that came in here. Woof. Whoa. Oh, the other thing I had, that's right, I'm trying to think of what I have to do today. I am gonna try and, I'm gonna try and go one other place, try and find the, the whatever the frick call it, the fuse. But hey, man, I forgot I left my apron out, man. My Uncle Craig apron. That ought to make my pizza come out better. As usual, there's probably 5 different things I wanted to share, but I forgot, or I have forgotten, because I'm forgetful at my own age. At my own age? I'm forgetful at my old age. You know? It's kind of like all of a sudden, you know, you just forget stuff, or you just all of a sudden you're done. Hey, that's me. Back to work. What I'm doing now, as you can see with my 1-inch PVC, I have 3 pieces. And if you watched the previous video, you saw how I put that cool brass fountain head on the other pond. Well, yeah, you guessed it. So I bought another one. And I'm gonna replace that one. I also, if you remember, that's actually a 3/4 inch pipe. Old pipes that I was using. That was kind of like the old setup over there, although I rigged it a little bit different. And anyway, that was a double fountain. Psh, you know, homemade, because I just took the cap and drilled holes in it. But now I have that professional brass one, and so I'm going to rig it up just like the other one is, and then I'm going to try and put them both on the same feed, so that one pump, which is actually a strong pump, So that one pump actually can do both ponds. Well, I think I should probably put a valve on this one or that one, but that one's already done. So I'll put the valve over here. That way I can have it going on that side if I want, or this side if I want. Actually, you know what? I probably need a valve on that one too. Or maybe I do have a valve over there. Anyway, I'm gonna put the pump over here, or the fountain head. And that one, there it is right there. Woo-woo. So that shouldn't be too difficult, although noted because of the torrential rain yesterday, or I should say all night last night. All night, man, all night. Even till the wee hours, like 5 a.m. or something, it was still coming down. It has actually filled this pond right up. Actually, it's another inch or so. It'd be touching the bottom of my gangway there. So that tells me that right over there where I'm going to be standing, chances are it's deeper than my waders. And we don't want to get swamped, which means I'm going to have to just go in there like this. Although I got my Vans on, so you know, those are my water shoes. So that should work, huh? Wait a minute, we got birds over here. Shoot, man. Birds want to get wait. It bounced back at me. They want to get the fish, and we don't want them to get the fish. So we blow our ears out to try and get them away from the fish with these nice little cherry bombs. But anyway, so I opened it up and the fuse was intact inside there. It didn't blow a fuse, and I'm like, wow, man, I just bought it. It was like 700 something baht. And that was 65% off, so it was actually 2,000 baht or something. And anyway, I just clicked the return, put it back in its box, and man, I could feel myself shaking, boom, like from that bang. But anyway, so I'm returning it. This was my old one, which probably is adequate. I took that apart, and I did see that the fuse was popped on that one, because that one stopped working too altogether. Couldn't even turn on. I thought, and then I looked at it, and I said, oh my God, the fuse is broken. I didn't even know about the fuse. I figured, you know, until I was looking at them online, and then everybody kept saying, oh, you know, change the fuse. So then I looked, and they were micro fuses, not micro. I didn't even know that either. I figured fuses like car fuses, you know, one size fits all. But there is a micro fuse, a mini fuse, and a standard fuse. Cars are the standard kind. Anyway, mine is the mini kind, and that green one is the 30 amp, and that's what I need. So I actually use my soldering iron to, you know, loosen up to disconnect it from the back, so I could pull the old fuse out, left the open slots. So now I'll stick this one in there and solder it back, and hopefully that'll make this one work. And then if this one works like it should, then I won't need to, you know, buy another one. The new one that I bought was, you know, it was a bigger one, better one. So I don't know. All I know is that it wasn't working, and yeah, whole nother story. Anyway, why did I come out here? Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe it was just to put that fuse away. I took it apart. When I took it apart, actually,
Here's all my pieces. What the?
simple operation. I can do it, right? I can do anything. I needed to, my wife wanted me to use the post hole digger yesterday, dig a couple holes that was in some tough dirt, so she put some bamboo in there. She's making some, but my post hole digger, I haven't used it in a little bit. So when I was dealing with it, you know, checking it out, the gas was leaking. And the gas was leaking because the you know, part where the rubber that goes in here and the fuel line, both of them were like hard from non-use and just the heat and all that stuff and being old or whatever. So it, you know, they shrunk. So that's why it was leaking. So I was able to run out. The guy, I got a new fuel line because the guy over here had some 20 baht for a big old piece. So I put no fuel line on it, but the rubber piece that's got the 2 holes in it where you put the fuel lines, man, the rubber piece is not secure. Although I couldn't find another one. I'd probably have to go searching for an hour on Lazada to find it. But I did find a softer rubber washer, and I think I'm going to try and stretch it around there and push that old one back on there and see if that doesn't work. But for now, I bought 3 pieces of this 1-inch, and it's the kind that has the flange on the end, so I don't need any couplings. I can just stick it in one after another. Hopefully that gives me enough distance to get out there and actually all the way back here. I don't know, what do you think? Is that gonna be enough? Each one is 4 meters, so that'd be 12 meters. I don't know. This is the pipe. It's the 1-inch. Well, right now, that's right, shoot, it's got to go over here. I probably need another one. That's the pipe that goes to that pond with the pump, which means I'm going to need to tee. I need a 1-inch tee there, and then an elbow to come all the way back here, and then into there. Man, I'm probably gonna need 2 more of those things. I need to make a whole new one. So I'm gonna disconnect this old 3/4 one. I won't need that at all. Oh, there's a T though. You know what? I think I have some 1-inch caps also, so I could probably. Man, these things all messed up. It's a quagmire because this, I got the pump hooked to my, you know, my water tanks, right? So I thought it was coming straight to this down here, but no, this one actually is part of that greater system. And chances are I'll have to redo this whole thing if I want it more efficient. I've been hodgepodging it, right? This was the old one, then I added some of that, then I turned here, I added some of that. I didn't cut it out and make all new. I just added another elbow here and did that. And this all is messed up. So ideally what I should have is the elbow coming off there, a straight pipe all the way to the fountain. Ah! All right, man, well let me get to it and we'll see what I can do. All right, get back at you. Okay, well that's all set up, kind of. This is what I did over here. Was I just put the T right here, so this water will come out. It goes to that fountain out there. It's got a T right here, so pressurized, it should go that way and go to that fountain. So that's all I really did. We'll try to keep it close. I sent that going back the other way. I put the valve on this side just so it's easier for me to turn it on and off if I want. I put a valve in it right here, so it's close enough by the doorway. And now, by the way, this is my end piece, right? So I got the, or wait a minute, got this stuck in the mud, same as the last time. Hopefully they'll blow out. Anyway, yeah. I just put an elbow on it, and I may not even glue that bottom elbow. I think it'll get wedged in there. So I'm gonna go out there and then wedge in there. But again, I don't have my waders because I think it's too deep for my waders. They'll get flooded and then I'll drown. But I still need to use my zip ties. I did cut another piece of bamboo, which I'll use, you know, to stake it in the mud. Should be able to push it down in there a good half a meter or so. I think I'm gonna put these, no, I was gonna put them in my mouth, hold on to them, but I think I can, there you go. Put them in my sleeve, man. Yeah. So now, I just gotta take this, make sure they're fairly tight. Take my bamboo and get out there in the water. Let me unplug this fan. I'm probably gonna, actually I have to take the old pump out, or the old fountain out, so I think I can do that just by untying it. What do you think? Well, I got my shoes on. I guess there's no time like the present. Although, should I do it with my camera? I can't do it with my camera. Can't. But I might be able to sit down over here. Let's see what you got there, Craig. See if it doesn't overheat. Whoa! It's a little slippery. Hope it's not over my head. I don't think it's over my head, because I think I can stand on there. But I know what the hell's a blue pipe. Whoa. Whoa. Well, that is that. And yeah, you can see that I was up to here in water. It's kind of straight. I might have to go back out there, but I'm still wet. So, but what I got to do is I got to fill that pipe up with water, right? Got to prime the pump, man. But first, I'm gonna see if I can't pull that other one out of here. Whoa. Yeah, buddy. All right, man, let me get back at you. Well, okay. It's a bit of a choker. Anyway, that fountain is out there. Perfect spot. You can see it's a nice little fountain. Although I forgot about something until after I did this. And over here, the original fountain is over here, Although I don't know why it's moving like that a little bit. Might be because I crossed up the pipes or something. Maybe the suction pipe is shaking on that little guy. I'll probably have to go out there. But what I realized was that the water that's servicing both of these is being sucked from this pump, or from this pond. So I'm putting this water into that pond. And right now that pond is like over full almost. But I did put the valve, like I said, and I'll show you. Hope it comes back on the right way. So when I shut this off, I go back to that very high spray. See, that's where I was hoping both of them would be like that. And so that's a high spray, and that's nothing. But if I want that one to go on, I'll turn this on. Yep, and there it goes. Initially it kind of goes high, but as pressure starts to, you know, even out between the two sides, they both are kind of like half, I guess. Half of what that was. So I don't know. If I connect it back to this pump, which I had it on, then it would spray high like that one, which I can do, but we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this works. I mean, it's still aerating, but not, I mean, agitating the surface, breaking that surface tension, but not quite as much as I was hoping. The pump is, you know, I refurbished this pump, right? So anyway, that worked. Little waterworks here on the Type Arm. And I'm soaking wet with pond water. So I'll have to get out of these clothes and wash this stuff off of me. All right, man. Okay, well, I got my fuse. And here's my inverter board. And maybe you can see right in there. There are the two slots. And for all intentional purposes, this should be able to fit right in these two slots. Probably need I think I'm going to set the camera down, or I mean set it up differently. All right, well, I got my fuse, and now I'm going to try and solder it back into the motherboard of my inverter. Got my solder gun getting real hot here, and look at that tip. It's mangled. I bought a new solder gun, and I took the tip off of it and tried to put it on this one, because this one has more watts or whatever, so it's hotter. But I realized I couldn't take this tip off because it's, you know, the screw's practically welded and all that. So I'm gonna have to use my old tip, which is more round, you know, more melted, but it'll work. All right, let's see if I can do it. Yeah. So maybe let's turn it this way. Alright, well, here is the motherboard. Now you can see them two. You can probably see daylight right there with them two. I'm going to try and put this in there. Boom, that worked, man. It went right in there pretty good. And now the key is to keep it in there and just to solder these two pieces back on there. Okay, well, this is the only solder I have left. And this stuff, you know, if you do it right, it'd be fine. But the solder, it melts so quickly. This stuff disappears. All right, man. I don't know if my solder gun's hot enough. We'll check it out. Well, that's pretty much a mangled job because yeah, that is not the tip that you want to use when you're soldering, but that's the tip I have. So that's 2 tips. 1, don't use this one, and 2, this is the one I'm using. Well, that's pretty much it. It's soldered in place, so the only task now is see if I can reassemble it. Okay, well, hey, moment of truth. I put it all back together. Dun, 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 although I took these 2 stickers off when I was removing it apart the first time, so those won't go back on, but the display seems to be in the right spot. Everything looks good. If this works, I'll be shocked, because that solder job, man, I don't know, because you know, when you're doing that, when you're soldering micro soldering things back into a motherboard like that, that side of the motherboard had, you know, had like a full matrix of what, solder tape. I don't know what the grid is, but I think I might have melted across that thing too, so could have totally disconnected stuff. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this on the whatever that is, positive. Whoa. Oh shit. Well, you know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to turn this on. Put that on there. I'm gonna hold these on there, see if that works with the battery. That's power on there. Hey, wait, was that on? Catch a fail. Well, you know, hey man, I tried. Bought a whole bunch of fuses, wasted a whole bunch of money. But one of the things I did note when I took that apart was there are 2 capacitors. One of them was kind of puffed up, and I squished it back down with my finger, but so I actually blowing the fuse the first time probably blew the capacitor as well. That's why it don't turn on. But hey man, I figured it was worth a try, right? Fortunately, I do have another inverter on the way that I just ordered. Alrighty, more later.